From my side, the most common question we've probably got in, well, at least in discussions, is not necessarily about, say, the technology. It's been, where do we find the people to be able to deliver projects? And I think that is just the common theme that's going around the industry right now. You know, there's customers of ours that are fully booked. You know, they've got a whole schedule of delivery, but they've got no people to be able to deliver the projects. And not being able to deliver the projects quick enough means the whole timeline of this transition to net zero slowing down in the UK. At least that's what I've had.
Yeah, a lot of the conversations I've been having are probably more around the connectivity and the how do we do this, how do we get access to this. So it's less on the people, and actually I've been having more technical conversations, which I was quite surprised at yesterday. I was having a lot of conversations that I would have with my own customers, which were going into sort of the deep details on how do we connect to this piece of equipment, how do I get data out of that, how do I control that piece of equipment, which is quite rare for an event. There's obviously a growth in a sort of technical appetite or technical knowledge.
Yeah, I mean there's been a few people talking about hydrogen, you know, whether or not or when that might happen.
When or if it's the right thing.
When or if it's the right thing, yeah. So there's a few people that have kind of asked on that one. And, you know, just your general classic things, you know, we've got an old system. How do we upgrade it? Now, that's whether that's our system and they're upgrading ours, or whether it's someone else's and they're trying to move away from it to something like Xenon.
Yeah.
And most of that comes down to they've got a risk. And they're at a point now where they've sweat that asset and they've got to manage that risk, you know, whether it's aging infrastructure, things falling over, or whether it's the compliance type from a NIS2 regulation.
Yeah, they've got a system, but it does a bit of what they want, but it doesn't do everything that they want it to do. So they're looking for a system on top of that system to give them the full control, the full flexibility to own the system themselves. A lot of companies have to ask permission to get data out of other people's pieces of software. So they want their own, so that they can manage their own infrastructure.